So they went ahead and did it, and don't let them gaslight you any otherwise. Last night, pretty much along party line votes, the House Republicans passed their budget with only one holdout on the Republican side, and that was Thomas Massey. And his holdout was because it didn't cut enough. So they're going to get out there and they're going to try to tell you and gaslight you in your comments that they didn't cut Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, or anything to the like. And technically they're correct. But what they did do is all the agencies that administer and manages those programs are now required to cut, guess what? Pretty much the funding amount that goes to these programs. So they may say that, oh yeah, we didn't touch Medicare, but the agency that administers it has to cut the amount out of their budget that happens to equal the amount they spend on Medicare. So what we're looking at is a workaround that they can go to their constituents and say, oh, we didn't touch these programs, but in all reality they did, because these are mandated cuts to these agencies. And by mandating these cuts to these agencies, they got to find the money somewhere. And the only place to find this money is to cut these programs that so many Americans depend upon, whether they're children, the elderly, the disabled. So many of them, working families, working poor, depend on these programs. And the Republicans had decided that they must cut this spending out of these agencies, which will decimate these programs. Furthermore, you're going to see people like Lunar out of Florida claiming that they passed no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. None of that was in the budget. That's a pipe dream. There's, I believe, another bill working its way through that may or may not pass, but even if it does pass, it really isn't much. It's not what you think it is. Look that one up. They're playing games with us. They're cutting our social programs so they can give tax breaks to corporations in the top 1%. And it's criminal. And what's even more insulting, these so-called Christians who are supposed to be living their life in the way Christ would live his life, after cutting the needy and the poor's funding, they had a prayer to end the evening. These people are hypocrites and they are destroying our country, and we must stand up now and loud and let them know that we will not tolerate this. We must keep going to these town halls, keep calling our congressmen, keep calling our senators, keep putting pressures on our state government, our governors, our state attorney generals to not let them get away from cutting these funding from the working people. And when they do cut the funding like they did last night, we must call them out on it and not allow them to continue to gaslight us.